WFXR News Weather First, brought to you by Davenport Energy.
Hello, everyone. I'm meteorologist John Carroll, and this is your Weather First. We are still monitoring the moisture from Julie, or what's left of her, meandering off the coast of the Carolinas, now throwing a fairly decent amount of moisture in through the coastal plain of the Commonwealth. Clouds are fanning out in our direction, so will we see some rain? Well, tomorrow morning we're to see a few clouds that started off in 64, 71 degrees at 10 o'clock and 76 degrees at noon. We're warming up quite nicely, so because of the warmer weather and the sunshine, I'm giving tomorrow a 7 on the Comfort Cast. My full forecast coming up in just a couple minutes, but until then, WFXR News first at 10 starts right now.
Now on WFXR News First at 10 in high definition.
Senseless shooting.
The anger really just comes from the violence.
One Roanoke neighborhood gets shot up for the second time in 2 months, while family members say the victim is being targeted.
Plus, your local election headquarters. WFXR speaks with Donald Trump's son, Eric. Why he says his father will bring jobs back to Virginia. Then, pumpkin harvest season.
A long stretch with little to no rain affecting farmers in our area. We'll show you how a pumpkin farmer is defying the odds.
Putting Virginia first in Roanoke, Danville, and Bedford. This is WFXR News First at 10 in high definition.
Tonight, 2 people are recovering after being shot while sitting outside of their home. Thanks for joining us first at 10. I'm Travell Island.
And I'm Becky Fremont. Now, family members say they had a young child with them. Fortunately, the child was not hurt. The shooting happened just after 1 this afternoon in the 1500 block of Chapman Avenue in Roanoke.
WFXR Sophia Borelli has been following the story. She's live in the newsroom tonight. And Sophia, family members tell you they believe one of the victims is being targeted.
Family members say that the 21-year-old man is the same victim who was shot just 2 months ago, and they say that this violence needs to stop.
Police are no stranger to Chapman Avenue. They were called to the area after neighbors heard gunshots. Corbin Pridewin says people who live here are on edge.
I just ordered cameras and was going to install them today after work up in the tenant's house just for a little more security measure.
21-year-old Ramel Abrams and another woman were with a young child when they were shot while sitting outside of his home. This is video from when family members say Abrams was targeted months prior. He was shot in the leg. Pridewin owns the victim's home. He says the family was trying to move out prior to this incident.
The anger really just comes from the violence. It's senseless.
Though police have not identified any suspects, Pridewin believes they are just a couple of kids on the street looking to start trouble.
These kids don't get it. They don't get the impact that they're doing to the community. Most of these are young juveniles who have never even had a chance at life, and here they are out here creating havoc, and their life could easily be ended by the next gunshot, or they could lose it behind bars.
He says these 2 shootings are isolated incidents and does not want the neighborhood he has spent so much time and energy into trying to rebuild to get a bad name.
It's not something that we want to see in a neighborhood that we've spent so much time and effort in and trying to revitalize and bring peace to.
Police are still investigating the incident. Both victims were sent to the hospital. Police officers say that the victims were both cautious and alert whenever they arrived on scene. In the newsroom, Sophia Borelli, WFXR News.
Thank you, Sophia. In Bedford County, a 21-year-old mother and her 2-year-old child are dead after a car accident. It happened around 6 o'clock this morning on Stewartsville Road. State police investigators say the mom drove off the road, overcorrected, and then crashed head-on into a pickup truck. Everyone was wearing their seat belts, but the mom and toddler died on scene. The driver of the pickup truck was not injured. In Radford, a man is recovering tonight after being stabbed on a city bus. According to police, 2 men knew each other. They began fighting on the bus this afternoon. The victim was taken to the New River Valley Medical Center for non-life-threatening injuries. Police are still investigating.
In Nelson County, 2 people are behind bars after a 6-month drug investigation. Police say Alice Hutton and James Mason are charged with multiple drug and weapons-related charges, including possession and intent to distribute meth, marijuana, and prescription medication. They are both in jail tonight without bond. And we're learning more about the fight that left 1 man dead outside of a Happy Food Mart along Highway 220, this in Fincastle. Police say 35-year-old Donald Moran Jr. picked a fight with a 20-year-old man Thursday night, eventually pulling out a gun. Investigators say the gun was knocked out of his hand and another person nearby kicked it away. When police arrived, they found Moran on the ground, unresponsive. After multiple attempts to save his life, Moran was declared dead at a local hospital. The other man was treated and is expected to be okay. The investigation is ongoing. And in Lynchburg, the downtown area is back to normal tonight after reports of a suspicious package caused police to close down several roads. Authorities say a portion of 12th Street and Main Street were roped off just before 8 this morning. The Lynchburg Police Department and Virginia State Police bomb squad determined the suspicious package was a cooler with a padlock on it, and it was left behind in a parking space. Police say the owner was found and said the cooler was his.
John told us the land is kind of parched.
Yes, you know, I kept joking about my wilting flowers. They're just kind of dead now.
Oh.
So, you know, will more rain come? It won't help me, but we might as well find out, right?
Right.
Hey, John.
Yeah, we have had that one day of rain recently, and, well, we didn't get as much as we needed. We should have gotten a good old-fashioned soaking for a couple of days. That is what we needed, but we are a little parched, as you say, and some pumpkins aren't doing all that well. And we got a story about that coming up in just a little bit. But let's take a look here at our precipitation trend. 2 days. That's it. We had 1/3 of an inch on the 1st, and we had almost an inch on Monday. But after that, other than that, we haven't gotten anything. We're about 1.5 inches behind for the month, although we are about 4 inches over for the year, so that's good news. But what we're looking at here is some moisture trying to make its presence known in and around the Commonwealth. But all we're going to get is some cloud cover, just fanning out from that, because more than likely, believe it or not, this area of low pressure is going to head back to the south. So we are going to more than likely just see some cloud cover, some approaching rain, but more than likely not much else. We are parched. We need the rain. We're not going to get it. We are going to be ending summer on a dry and mild note. When we bring in fall, will we bring in rain? I'll have details.
In local good news, Governor Terry McAuliffe announces he's handing out more than $900,000 in tourism grants, and the Roanoke Valley will receive a portion of that money. Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge will be one of those organizations in our area to benefit. They will get $50,000 in grant money and will use it for various marketing efforts like this commercial spot. They've already created 3 spots with the intention of making more. The commercials are being shown in other states to attract people to the area.
What this is all about is really storytelling. It's about how families can come and have a great time here, and it's showing our museum and our arts and our culture. And if you want to take a canoe trip, or if you want to hike in a trail during this autumn, I mean, you can certainly come and do that. So it tells that story.
And if you'd like to check out some of those stories, we have a link to those spots on our website. That, of course, is virginiafirst.com. Coming up later in your local election headquarters, we speak to Donald Trump's son Eric about his father's plan to bring manufacturing jobs to Virginia.
And a broken pipeline causing fuel shortages and driving up gas prices. Crews are working to fix the problem. Details on when Virginians could see a break at the pump.
And if you're getting the kids ready for school tomorrow, here's what you need for the bus stop. It should be full of gas, as we are seeing the bus pull up to the school with temperatures in the mid to low 60s to start and upper 70s and low 80s in the afternoon. Full forecast after the break.
Putting Virginia first. Becky Fremont. Travell Island, your pinpoint weather with meteorologist John Carroll, and sports with Jermaine Farrell. You're watching WFXR News, first at 10 in high definition.